Eric Stokes, cornerback from the University of Georgia. 6'1", 185, redshirt junior, a former 3-star prospect, a former track star standout as well. He's the ultimate outside corner, just like his fellow mate in crime, Tyson Campbell. He really developed there at UGA. The things that I like about Eric Stokes, he's very, very comfortable playing in front of the wide receivers, playing bump and run technique, playing man-to-man. Only allowed 1 touchdown in 2020, and that touchdown came from Devontae Smith. And I think you're okay in allowing a touchdown to the best player in college football in 2020. Some of the concerns that I have with Mr. Eric Stokes, sometimes he grabs a bit too much in coverage. He fails to locate the football on deep routes, and he has average athleticism for most cornerbacks. The ultimate NFL comp for Eric Stokes is Greedy Williams.
Josh Meyers has been such a huge part of Ohio State's success. He emerged as one of the country's top centers back in 2019, and his work with Justin Fields has helped the Buckeyes make back-to-back college football playoffs. At 6'5", 312 pounds, this guy is great blocking in the phone booth. He can get off the ball, he can get his hands, and he's got the versatility that if he wants to play guard, that is going to be another option for NFL teams as well. His pedigree is tremendous. His father was an offensive lineman at Kentucky. His mother is a Hall of Famer at University of Dayton as a basketball player. So we're expecting that he knows how to handle his business, but there is a little bit of concern about his limited athletic upside. For all that IQ, for all that production, and all that leadership, he does seem to have hit his peak there. Also a little bit concerned, similar to athletic upside with the quickness, but with his experience and with his size, this is clearly a great addition for the interior of any offensive line.
Amari Rodgers, the wide receiver from Clemson, 5'10", close to 200 pounds. One of those wide receivers and these college players that really emerged, really stepped up in his senior year in that Tiger offense under Dabo Swinney. Kind of reminds you of a guy like Ty Montgomery, wide receiver from the Saints. In terms of his attributes and his strengths, I really look at 2 things. Number one, he's one of those unique players at the wide receiver position that can take a 5-yard gain, turn it into a 20-yard gain. That's really a unique skill set. The biggest thing for me is, and the biggest question coming into the NFL is, can he get separation on those short routes? He's going to have to prove he can do that to be successful at the next level.
Bryce Newman played right tackle for Ole Miss in 2020, but he manned the left guard position the season before, and he's destined to return to the interior offensive line at the next level. In part because he lacks the athleticism to keep pace with NFL edge rushers, but also because he has 32-inch arms, which is a huge problem for scouts. Newman does move well in space and gets to the second level with ease, something he'll be tasked to do as a guard, and though he sometimes struggles with leverage, that goes hand in hand with needing to get stronger. He does show good hand usage, which can mitigate some of these issues I just mentioned, but his lack of strength can leave him susceptible to power rushers. But it's Newman's versatility that will be his most attractive attribute, whether it's playing inside or serving as a swing tackle on game days.
Darryl Slaton wasn't really one of the top players you'd think of when you watched Florida play last year, but he was a big reason why that team played in Atlanta in the SEC championship game. He was the straw that stirred the drink. He's mostly a 2-down player, and he won't make much of an impact in passing situations, but he can make an impact in those rushing situations. He can clog up the middle. He can be a top prospect because he was an integral part of that offense. He can take up space. He can look a lot like Domata Peko. I think he's got that kind of talent. Going to have to work on 3rd down passing situations, but for 2 downs, he's just fine. Man, Kylin Hill was a baller at Mississippi State. Nobody knew about this guy until going into his junior season. This guy is the bowling ball of running backs in this year's draft class. His leg strength and ability to win battles in the hole made him one of the best running backs in the country last year. But in 2020, Mike Leach's offense didn't exactly suit him. As a short yardage back, he's a flat-out stud. He's going to be used as that primarily at the NFL level. You saw him used in passing situations in Mike Leach's offense. That didn't really work well with him. He's got that top-end speed, but that's not really his game. He's an interior running back, and he's going to do some damage. If you're going to compare him to somebody, compare him to another player out of the state of Mississippi. This one went to Florida State and is doing great things at the NFL level. Let's talk about the next Cam Akers. That's exactly who Kylin Hill can be.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.